Thank you all very much for joining me this afternoon for Vendasta's weekly webinar. I'm excited to take time today to discuss with you all the business of web hosting. I will be using the next hour to showcase and educate you all on how Vendasta's Website Pro can help turn 2020 into your agency's best year yet. But before we get going, I want to introduce myself. My name is Sophie Kokot, and I am a product marketing manager here at Vendasta. I oversee two of our owned and operated products, Social Marketing and Website Pro. I'm excited to share my knowledge of the web hosting space with you all today. I should also note before we get going that I will be answering questions at the end of today's presentation. If you have a burning question, feel free to ask it at any point, but for the sake of time, I won't be answering until the end. So what are we together to discuss today? Well, today we're going to be discussing the ins and outs of web hosting, content management systems, and website security. We will then get into how your agency can resell Website Pro and how to make more money from your existing clients when it comes to websites. Finally, we'll be discussing Vendasta's very own Website Pro. Ready? We've got a lot to cover, so let's get started. Did you know that there are over 330,000 web hosting providers across the world? It's clearly a popular and needed industry. Let's go through exactly what that means. Do you ever feel like diving into the back end of your website is like a never-ending black hole? Or does trying to figure out how it all works feel like there's just not enough time in the day? Well, you're not alone. So let's break it down. Web hosting is the physical location of your website on the internet. It's an online storage center that houses the information, images, videos, and other content that's on the site. Pretty much, without web hosting, a website cannot go live on the internet. The online storage is a server, which is a physical computer that runs without any interruption, so that your website is available all the time for anyone who wants to see it. Your web host is responsible for keeping the server up and running, protecting it from malicious attacks, and transferring your content like text, images, files from the server to your visitors' browsers. So now you're thinking, okay, I kind of get it. Or maybe I just lost you a little bit. Here's a great analogy. Imagine your home. First, to build or buy your home, you need a piece of land. The land is the hosting service. It really is the foundation of your website. Without a hosting provider, your house or website would not exist. To add to this analogy, you could imagine your mailbox as the domain name and the street as the internet where traffic or internet users are browsing. To sum things up in a nice, easy way, web hosting is essential to website creation. Everyone that has a website needs a host. Okay, so now that we have a better understanding of what web hosting is, let's go a little bit deeper. There are three main kinds of web hosting: shared, virtual private server, and dedicated server hosting. Shared hosting is perfect for entry-level website hosting. This is where your website will be stored on the same server as multiple other websites. With a shared hosting plan, all domains share the same server resources, such as RAM and CPU. However, because all resources are shared, the cost of shared hosting plans are usually relatively low, making them an excellent option for website owners in their beginning stages. Although shared hosting provides website owners with a more simplistic approach to the web, the trade-off is that you're sharing the server with multiple other website owners. This means that surges in usage can ultimately affect your website's user experience. To keep with our housing example from earlier, you can imagine shared hosting like your website is living in an apartment building. A virtual private server, or VPS hosting plan, is the ultimate middle ground between a shared and dedicated server. It's ideal for website owners that need more control but don't necessarily need a dedicated server. VPS hosting is unique because each website is hosted within its own space on the server, though it still shares a physical server with other users. While VPS hosting provides the website owners with more customization and storage space, they're still not able to handle incredibly high traffic levels or spikes in usage, meaning that the site's performance can still be affected by other sites on the server. Typically, VPS hosting is used by website owners who want dedicated hosting, but don't have the technical knowledge needed. VPS hosting offers cost benefits of shared hosting with the control of dedicated hosting. a great choice for advanced users and those that want specific software package installations. Think of VPS hosting like your website's living in a townhouse. The next type of web hosting is dedicated server hosting. Dedicated hosting gives website owners the most control over the server that their website is stored on. That's because the server is exclusively rented by you and your website is the only one stored on it. This means that you have full root and admin access, so you can control everything from security to the operating system that you run on. However, all of that comes with a price. Dedicated servers are the most expensive web hosting options. Typically, they are used by website owners with high levels of website traffic, and those who are in need of complete control of their servers. In addition, a high level of technical expertise is required for the installation and ongoing management of the server. Think of dedicated server hosting as your website living in a standalone home. Vendasta's Website Pro operates on something a little bit in between of all three. It's something also a little bit new. The computing resources are shared, but processes, files, and data are all highly and securely isolated. This allows us to be more economical while having a high degree of scalable resources. When it comes to purchasing a web hosting plan, there are two options. You can either opt for managed or unmanaged web hosting. Managed web hosting is when a hosting service provider leases you a dedicated server, but manages the server themselves. The provider controls your server, conducts software and hardware maintenance, provides security, monitors activity, and takes care of backup services. In comparison, unmanaged hosting is a hosting plan with no or very few additional resources. Since both managed and unmanaged hostings have their merits, it can be difficult to determine which type is the better fit for your needs. The best way to do so is by comparing both kinds of plans directly. Let's start by exploring some of the benefits of managed hosting. A managed plan means that you have fewer maintenance tasks to worry about. Important aspects such as security and updates are largely taken care of for you. You'll get access to lots of dedicated support, which can answer your questions and help you solve problems. The main potential downside is that the wealth of features on offer means that managed hosting plans are almost always more expensive. However, when you consider the additional benefits you'll get, the extra costs can be very justified. For example, Vendasta's Website Pro is managed web hosting. We handle all the maintenance for you so you can focus on selling and building beautiful and functional websites. Those who desire a higher level of control over their site might look to an unmanaged plan instead. With this type of plan, you'll get full root access to your server, enabling you to tweak and optimize it exactly as you wish. You'll get access to full-featured hosting control panels such as cPanel to help you manage your site. While your hosting provider will still be there to support you when needed, general maintenance and tasks are the responsibility of the user. This means that securing your sites, running backups, and optimizing your loading times is up to you. In return, unmanaged plans can often be at lower costs. All right, a lot of important information. Let's just take a second. Did you know that there are 1.7 billion websites registered worldwide? However, it's important to note that while there are billions of websites registered, there's only actually 200 million sites active. Only. All right, we're going to get into content management systems. So a content management system, often abbreviated as CMS, is software that helps users create, manage, and modify content on a website without the need for specialized technical knowledge. In a simpler language, a CMS is a tool that helps you build a website without needing to write all the code from scratch, or even know how to code at all. Instead of building your own system for creating web pages, storing images, and other functions, the CMS handles all that basic infrastructure so that you can focus on moving or more forward-facing parts of your website. For average business owners, words like WordPress, Joomla, Drupal, Wix, Typo3, Squarespace, and Weebly might sound like alien names, but the process of building a website brings these names into your life since they're all platforms used to build websites. There are dozens of CMS options out there. And asking what's the most popular CMS might be a bit like asking, what's the best flavor of ice cream? Sure, everyone has their answer, but it's difficult to come up with a factual argument for one CMS being the best in 100% of the situations. What we can do, though, is return to the numbers and make a suggestion that there's a reason that WordPress has such a dominant share of the CMS market. For most types of websites, it provides the most user-friendly, flexible solution. It's not always the best option, but it's the best option most of the time. WordPress has 35% of the website market share, making it the most widely used across the world. In comparison, Joomla has 2.9%, Drupal has 1.9%, Squarespace has 1.5%, and Wix has just 1.1% of the market share. Additionally, WordPress has over 22 million active sites, and over 75 million when you count the inactive ones. In comparison, Joomla has just close to 2 million active sites, and Drupal has just over 500,000. Another amazing aspect of WordPress, it's the perfect CMS for businesses of every size, from small local businesses to huge corporations. Some notable large WordPress sites are the Chicago Sun-Times, AMC, BBC America, and Mercedes-Benz. So by the numbers, we can see that lots of people are using WordPress. But what makes it so popular? First, the WordPress software is free and open source. However, while WordPress software is free, you'll most likely end up spending a bit of money. WordPress is self-hosted, so a hosting plan is required. You can typically find themes and plugins for free, but the premium paid ones often provide better features and quality support. Next, it's adaptable. One of the most common misconceptions about WordPress is that it's mainly for building blogs. At one point in time, this was in fact the case. WordPress was developed as a blogging platform, but that has changed drastically with the various new releases over the years. In fact, WordPress is at an advantage due to its blogging roots. It's by far one of the cleanest and fastest ways to write and publish blog posts, and that's all included right from the start. Some website building tools think about design and apps first, then the blogging interface comes as an afterthought. But that's not the case with WordPress. So you can create a beautiful e-commerce site and know that the blog is an integral part of the development process. Another reason, it supports numerous media types. In my own experience, I've never had WordPress tell me that a file is not supported. You can expect to upload common files like JPEG, PNG, GIF, PDF, doc, MP3, and the list goes on and on. Along with that, you won't have any problems with more obscure file types like .ot, .key, etc., etc. And while there are some file formats such as SVGs that aren't allowed, there's a lot of good solutions to get around this. Next, WordPress is easy to learn and has a huge community around it. As an open source software, WordPress can be used by anyone. The user base isn't limited by pricing, premium customer support, or even skill level. Sure, there are plenty of things to learn about WordPress, but any person could play around with the dashboard for 10 or so minutes and start to absorb how the interface works. And since there aren't many roadblocks to gaining access to the software, users have made blogs, forums, online courses, seminars, webinars, and books, all outlining different aspects of the WordPress platform. Another great reason why people use WordPress, with WordPress, SEO comes first. WordPress is known for having SEO built into the platform. In fact, WordPress automatically generates title tags and meta descriptions for all of your pages and posts. This lets search engines know about your content and will get you indexed and potentially moved up in the rankings. Super fans of WordPress yet? I know I am. Okay, so we understand a little bit more about web hosting and content management systems. Let's move on to our next topic, security. Did you know that cybercrime will cost the world $6 trillion annually by 2021? Whether it's affected your agency or not, it has some major implications. And I want to phrase this discussion of security around a popular topic, SSL, or Secure Sockets Layer. Have you ever noticed that some website URLs start with HTTP while others start with HTTPS? Maybe you've noticed that the tiny lock icon at the top left corner of your browser? What exactly does it all mean? Well, websites that are HTTPS have an SSL certificate. SSL is a secure protocol developed for sending sensitive information over the internet. If a website you are on has an SSL certificate, it means that the site is certified, secure, and encrypted. Any data that you enter is safely shared with that website and that website only. Let's talk technical for just a second. How does SSL actually prevent information theft? Well, when you start to break down what SSL is, you'll discover that it's asymmetric or public key encryption. This requires each party to generate a public and private key pair. Imagine a padlock on a gate. Anyone can go up to the lock, inspect it, and even try and open it with their key. However, only the right key can actually unlock it. In this example, the padlock is a public key. It's visible to the general public. Private keys are exactly that, private. These private keys are used to unlock public keys. When you fill out a form on a website without an SSL certificate, the information can be intercepted by a hacker. This site would be classified as not secure. The information you submitted could be anything from a banking transaction to your password. A hacker could intercept your information in a number of ways. One of the most common is when a hacker places a small, undetected listening program on the server that is hosting a website. That program will wake up when a website visitor starts typing their information. This listening program will begin capturing the information and send it back to the hacker. When you visit a website that has an SSL certificate, your browser will form a connection with the web server and bind to it. This connection is secure so that no one besides you and the website where you're submitting your information can see or access it. This connection happens instantly, so there's no manual work required. You simply need to visit a website with an SSL certificate and your connection will be automatically secure. Did you know that 90.2% of browsing time on Google Chrome is spent on HTTPS? This means that if you or your client's site does not have an SSL certificate, you could be losing out on some serious traffic. Let's talk about the implications of this a little bit more. You might be sitting here thinking, I'm not accepting sensitive information through my clients or my own website. Well, regardless of if you are in the business of accepting delicate information or not, having an SSL certificate is still incredibly important. In 2014, Google made adjustments to its ever-changing algorithm for SEO rankings. The major change? Websites using SSL certificates. Google began, and still continues to, flag sites without SSL certificates as untrustworthy. In fact, Google has stated that if all other factors are equal, HTTPS can act as a tiebreaker in the search engine results. CloudTech, in fact, witnessed this. They witnessed almost double the number of top 10 search engine rankings after switching to HTTPS. What makes a great online store? Well, it used to be that mobile optimization, great content, and responsiveness alone were enough. However, these days, more is required from you. Your site must be trustworthy and secure. If you are conducting online transactions through your website, it is absolutely imperative that you have an SSL certificate. As an online shop, it is your primary responsibility to ensure that the information being exchanged over your online store is protected. The primary objective of any SSL is to transmit sensitive information with an encrypted connection. Your customers must be assured that their private data, such as usernames, passwords, and credit card numbers, are not revealed to malicious attackers while they are making online payments. The transactions on your site will not be confidential without an SSL certificate. It is also important to note that the majority of online shoppers are very choosy when it comes to making online payments. Think about yourself. Therefore, it's your duty to convince them that their privacy is guaranteed so that they can trust your business and your products. An SSL-enabled online store improves customers' trust in your business. We now understand that securing your website with SSL technology is the first step to winning confidence of your users. Right now, though, you might be thinking, yeah, that sounds great, but how much is this going to cost my agency? Well, the answer is that it varies. Many web security companies offer SSL certificates. GoDaddy, known for being one of the cheapest options on the web, still costs roughly $85 to upwards of $199 per year. And for most external parties, the price continues to rise from there. Some SSL certificates can reach upwards of $1,500. However, this would be most likely for large e-commerce sites. But don't be dismayed. Vendasta's very own Website Pro provides top-of-the-line SSL certificates to each site through Let's Encrypt. With other hosting providers, you're paying extra to protect your site each month with SSL certificates. Website Pro offers free SSL for all websites hosted with us. Okay, let's take a second to talk about the state of the web hosting industry today. Over the past 5 years, the internet hosting services has grown by 12.9% to reach revenues of $27 billion in 2018. And as you can see on the screen, the global web hosting market is growing so fast, it's expected to reach $216.59 billion by 2025. There's clearly some money to be made in this industry. It's time to talk about how to get a piece of this giant pie by reselling web hosting. But before we move on too much further, I want to take the time to explain exactly what it means to resell web hosting. Essentially, when you resell web hosting, you get to act like your business is the hosting provider. For example, if you purchase Website Pro from us at Vendasta and then sell it to your clients, they'll think that you're doing everything, but you won't have to do all the work. Sounds pretty ideal, right? A few more quick reasons why reselling web hosting is an amazing move for your agency. It's a great fuss-free way to earn recurring revenue. It's already compatible with a bunch of services you offer, such as web design or development. You get to choose how much recurring revenue you want to make, as you can mark up the price to your clients however you want. And finally, websites are a super, super sticky product, which I'm sure you know. If you own your client's website, you can probably sell them on other services and products as well. It's a great client retention strategy. So here are my top 4 tips for reselling web hosting. The first is to partner with the best WordPress host. Second, to set good margins. Third, to bundle your services. And lastly, to have a great support plan. Let's get into it. When you're reselling hosting, you need to work with a host that you trust, one that understands both the reseller and agency model, and will help you achieve your revenue goals. If you're offering SEO services, speed becomes crucial. If you're offering turnkey solutions, better workflows become super important. Or perhaps you're hosting high traffic websites and you're looking for a host that you can consult on how to effectively scale your client sites. Whatever the case is, choosing the right host to partner with will help you optimize your work and provide superior services for your clients. Take Website Pro, for example. We were built from the ground up to be the best possible hosting and management solution for agencies, designers, and developers. Our easy-to-use dashboard and simple-to-understand features allow agencies to provide their clients with the best possible sites. This product becomes equipped with fast performance, top-notch security, and daily backups for every single site. And if anything ever goes awry, our world-class support team provides help for both you and your clients. I may be a little biased, but I think that Website Pro is the ideal WordPress partner. We know what we're doing when it comes to websites. The next important tip when reselling web hosting is to set good margins. If you're going to do it, make it worth your while. If you're paying $12 per site to your host, don't just charge your clients a measly $15. Healthy margins will help make reselling the main drive of recurring revenue. All in all, it's best if you find a way to walk that fine line, setting the perfect price that's profitable to you as well as attractive to your clients. Setting a price too high may force your customers to turn to the competition. Make sure you set stable, clear prices without hidden charges, and explain all the benefits your client will receive by hosting their site with you. When it comes to Website Pro, I'd recommend reselling the hosting for $40 to $50, providing your agency with a healthy margin. But note that that is a recommended price for just the hosting, no additional maintenance, management, or creation on top. The third reselling tip is to bundle your services together. Some clever clients may see that you're charging $50 a month for hosting and seek out a cheaper price on the web. If you're offering maintenance plans, one option is to just include the hosting services for free. This avoids the cost of hosting becoming a discussion point and will discourage your clients from looking elsewhere since the price is attached to multiple services that you're providing. With Website Pro, you would be able to take credit for a whole lot of the features that we offer. For example, because Website Pro is a managed WordPress host and we provide you with a ton of features, you can advertise to your clients all the amazing bonus features they will receive. This really shows them that they're getting the value for their money. For example, you can tell your clients that you will migrate their site for free, provide top-notch WordPress security and malware protection, provide a free SSL certificate, provide them with fast load times, and back up their site every day. Of course, in this case, we at Vendasta would be handling all of this in the background for you. Do you design websites or do SEO keyword work? Why not bundle these products in with the cost of website hosting? This way you can increase the cost of your entire package and provide your clients with more value and increase their retention rate with you, as studies have shown that clients with over 3 products have a 70% retention rate over 3 years. Don't have too many products to sell to your clients yet? No worries, that's what Vendasta is here for. Our marketplace has over 50 products that you can resell in these packages to your clients. If you have questions about this, let me know at the end of the presentation and I can put you in contact with someone who can help you sell the full marketing stack. The final tip I have for reselling web hosting is to have a good support plan. When reselling, remember that your clients consider you the host of their site, not the actual hosting provider. If their site is down or it's moving at snail speed, they'll be calling you. It's important to have a plan and to know how to get in contact with your host's expert team. It could mean the difference between earning or costing you money. As a reseller, your main responsibilities are to offer front-of-the-line support for your clients. This means that you may need to resolve any day-to-day issues as they come up, or potentially answer any how-to questions. Luckily, if you're reselling Website Pro, we have a plethora of support and help articles, as well as tutorials and videos to allow you to answer any of those questions without needing to reach out to our support team. But don't hesitate to call. We are here to handle any server-related issues that may arise, whether it's cleaning up malware or pointing DNS. We've got your back. And as hinted earlier, one of the most important parts of a support plan is communication with both your clients and the web hosting support team. Make a habit of reaching out to your clients every month to give them a summary of their site and services. If you're looking to resell web hosting, you'll need to make sure that speed is also a priority. Did you know that a 2-second delay in web page load time increases bounce rates by 103%? No one can risk numbers like this. So now that we have an understanding of how to resell web hosting, I want to take you through a few more important tips that'll help you make more money from your clients. Scaling your agencies into a sustainable, successful business can sometimes seem like an impossible task. And it's easy to understand why. Consulting with clients takes up a ton of time. And at the end of the day, you're tied to a clock with only so many billable hours. How can you bring on more clients when you've exhausted your workday? How can you hire more employees to handle new projects when you don't even have those new projects yet? It's an age-old catch-22 that every single agency owner struggles with. The secret to scaling your agency is to add recurring revenue channels to your business model. By offering up services that your clients will continue to pay for over time, you're creating an income stream that is stable, predictable, and super reliable. For traditional agency owners, this idea is a bit hard to imagine since the industry has long been focused on billable hours and tracking time. Recurring revenue allows agencies to maintain healthy cash flow and work in a more stress-free environment. For a lot of agencies, recurring revenue also means they can finally focus on the projects that they want instead of just the projects that they need. At Vendasta, we work with hundreds of agencies as their hosting partner. Through our relationships, we've witnessed some clever and creative ways that agencies are finally getting out from under the burden of the time clock. Here are a few of my favorite. I know that any agency's ideal client would be collaborative, cooperative, creative, and have virtually an unlimited budget that would allow designers to create something custom and incredible. However, this kind of miracle doesn't happen very often. And as a hustling and bustling agency, you're bound to get clients that have small budgets, giant egos, and, well, everything in between. Some of the fastest growing agencies are offering turnkey website development to meet the needs of these smaller clients, which can free up their time to focus on larger, more creative projects. Instead of bidding out these sites on a per project basis with a focus on hourly rates, agencies can whip up a bunch of beautifully designed and pre-built WordPress sites and offer them to their clients at the cost of a monthly cable bill. It's a great way to book a client with a lower budget at an affordable monthly rate while providing some extra income that gives you the chance to create more custom work for your larger clients. It's a win-win. So on the screen, you can see my quick tips to make turnkey websites work for your agency. First, think about focusing on a niche vertical that you feel comfortable in. How about offering websites for restaurants or dentists? Your niche will allow you to hone in your marketing pitch and site solutions to that specific client, making it a million times easier to sell without a bunch of extra customization. The next tip is to offer a handful of designs to choose from. When your client decides to move forward with you, allow them to pick from a few layouts. This gives them the ability to be part of the process, but it still speeds up your time to build significantly. Quick side note, with Website Pro, this can be incredibly easy since we already have custom templates, but I'll talk about that a little bit more in detail later. My third tip is to offer optional monthly add-ons. Maybe your client accepts credit cards via their website or wants to use lead generation tools like forms or pop-up boxes. Those types of options are a great way to drive up the monthly price and provide more value to your client. My final and fourth tip about turnkey websites is don't do too much. The easier it is for your client to understand, the easier it is to sell. Keep your options simple and maintain a laser-like focus on what you do best. Offering site maintenance plans are a great way to add some recurring dollars while building rapport with your clients. Over the years, we've witnessed our agency partners offering a wide range of services that can tack on some reliable monthly income. Here are a few things you can look into providing your clients: backups, security audits, site updates, WordPress and plugin updates, performance audits, and support. One of the challenges in offering ongoing maintenance is the time required to do so. How do you price it? How do you carve out the hours needed? Do you have enough staff to offer maintenance while continuing to grow? So here on the screen are my quick tips for creating maintenance plans. The first is, instead of offering an all or nothing option, think about it like an a la carte menu instead. This allows your clients to pick and choose what is most important to them and build their own maintenance plan. When you're just starting to offer maintenance plans, study the time and effort it takes for you to perform each task. If you can shave off time by introducing a better process or adopting a tool to speed up the job, you can easily earn more money for your agency. And my final tip is to be creative. What other tasks does your client likely need to perform on a monthly basis as it relates to their website? Is there something that you can take off their plate? The limit is nearly endless, but it takes a bit of creative thinking and problem solving. Want to provide website maintenance plans but just don't have the staff for it? Not a problem. That's where Vendasta's team of skilled marketing specialists come in. With Vendasta's marketing services, you can outsource your work to our team under your own brand. Not only can they handle the maintenance of your client's site, they can create them too. Our talented website team can build and design landing pages, blogs, single and multi-page websites, or complete e-commerce websites for your clients. Just provide the required information to our team, and we'll do the rest. If you're interested in finding out more about our marketing services and website team, just let me know and I'll pass along your information to the team. My last tip for making more money from your current clients is to offer search engine marketing. When you're working with your clients, a lot of conversations are centered around them growing their business or finding new customers. Of course, a well-architected and beautifully designed website can help them do just that. However, agencies who are looking to grow are great at spotting other opportunities to provide their value to their customers. One way to do this is by offering ongoing search engine marketing. Search engine marketing can come in many forms, but the most basic one is a well-structured site with proper hierarchy and fantastic content. Additionally, making sure your client's site is performing really well can contribute to SEO rank. These two things alone can help sites climb up the search engine ladders. However, things can get far more granular and refined. If your client is looking at driving more traffic to their newly designed site, you may suggest looking into AdWords or Vendassa's advertising intelligence. Well-selected keywords pointing at well-designed landing pages can do wonders to drive more leads. Note that search engine marketing is not a set it and forget it job. So this is where you can come in and offer it as a monthly service. Your client should carve off a budget that they can comfortably spend on continuing to improve the quality and quantity of leads. The budget will be split between what they'll be spending on actual lead acquisition and what they're paying you to manage their SEO on a monthly basis. So here on the screen are my quick tips for providing valuable SEM services. The first is to offer weekly and monthly ROI summaries to your clients. The summary should include how much was spent and how many leads were generated. This continues to reinforce the value of the monthly service you're providing. The second tip is to focus on a small number of landing pages and a large number of keywords to begin with. You can narrow things down and remove any keywords that aren't performing as well. Monitoring things on a weekly basis will only improve the results. Also, if you're partnered with a powerful web host that produces fast sites, your clients will already have better SEO results. Not sure where to start with search engine marketing? Or want to offer these amazing options to your clients without doing all the work? Well, that's exactly what Vendassa is here to help you with. As I've previously mentioned, we have a variety of white label products and services that can help you earn recurring revenue from your clients without needing to train or hire staff. Did you know that 66% of people say that website performance influences how they perceive a business? In fact, 35% are less likely to buy from a poorly performing website, and 33% create a negative impression of a business with a low quality website. It's pretty clear that there are a whole lot of important things to think about when it comes to website hosting. And you might be thinking, how do I deal with all these concerns and run my agency? And when it comes down to it, you might just want to focus on creating, designing, and developing beautiful websites for your clients. Or your time is most valuable working on selling websites, not working on the back end, repetitive, almost administrative work. What's the solution? Website Pro. This product will make you forget all your concerns and leave you feeling relaxed knowing your sites are being taken care of. So let's get into the product. So what exactly is Website Pro? Well, Website Pro is a website hosting solution that combines two of the most powerful aspects of the web, WordPress and the Google Cloud Platform. Website Pro brings simplicity back to web hosting for small business websites. Whether you host a couple of WordPress sites or thousands, Website Pro is a genuinely easy-to-use solution that makes web hosting fun. We've already gone in depth as to why Website Pro is teamed up with WordPress, but let's take a second to talk a little bit about the Google Cloud Platform. Why do we use the Google Cloud Platform? Well, first, let's think about the amazing infrastructure that Google has. I mean, sometimes it feels like they practically run the internet. The Google Cloud Platform has the best servers in the world and provides sites that are faster and more reliable than the competition. Fun fact about the Google Cloud Platform: Google matches 100% of its energy consumed with renewable energy and maintains a commitment to carbon neutrality. By using managed WordPress hosts paired with the Google Cloud Platform, you'll be that much closer to creating green and sustainable websites. Website Pro comes jam-packed with amazing and easy-to-use features. I'll go through a few of them now. When you first arrive in the Website Pro product, you will land on the Overview page. This page provides you with a variety of analytics to determine the success of the site and the launching points into WordPress, PHP-MyAdmin, and SFTP. You can choose to give your clients access to this dashboard if you'd like, or you can use its data to provide your own reports to your clients. You can also connect your Google Analytics account here to access more detailed reporting. Website Pro also lets you connect your domain easily. Under the Domain tab, you can simply click to connect your domain. This domain will become pending and can take anywhere between 5 minutes and 24 hours to properly connect. Once it has successfully been connected, you will see a green check mark next to the domain. I am excited to share with you all a brand new feature we just released. The arrow on the screen is pointing to it here. Now you will be able to see when your SSL certificate has been assigned to the domain and becomes secure. In order to avoid site disruptions, we will continue to serve traffic to your site before the SSL encryption process is complete. You will be able to decipher the state of your SSL certificate with the locks next to the domain. If the lock is orange and open, it means that the SSL certificate encryption is not complete. It can take anywhere from 10 minutes to 2 hours, depending on the site. On the Backups tab, you are able to access any of your site's previous backups and easily restore it. Website Pro performs automatic backups every single day. However, if you're planning on making some big changes, you can also back up your site at any time by clicking Backup Now. In the top right corner, it's important to note that you are restoring your site and you will be unable to make any edits or visit your site until the restore is complete. Depending on the size of the site, it could take a couple of minutes or a little bit longer. Did you want to restore a site from a couple of backups ago? Easily restore your site through this page as well. An important aspect of any web developer's workflow is staging. In the Website Pro Staging tab, you are able to test design changes and updates without making changes to your live site. Happy with what you've created in the staging environment? Easily push the staging site live with the click of a button. Not sure if you're ready to push to production? You can preserve staging files and make changes at a later date. In Website Pro, we also provide access to your site's PHP logs. This tab will allow you to search and view PHP logs for both staging and production environments. This can help you or your developer identify easy-to-fix errors that could potentially be fixed without having to reach out for support. When it comes to creating websites, agencies often have to install the same set of plugins and themes. This manual overhead eats up time that could be better spent crafting the unique content of the website. Taking the time to install these plugins isn't where agencies provide their value. With Website Pro's custom templates, you can focus your time on where you actually provide value, making beautiful websites. Instead of taking the 20 to 30 minutes to install plugins and themes before you even get to add content, use Website Pro's custom templates and have sites ready for content quicker than ever. With templates, you only have to build the skeleton of your website once, save it as a template, and then select it every time you need to build a new site. This takes initial site creation down to seconds. Seconds. How amazing does that sound? That's right. No more installing everything one by one. It's the easiest way to speed up development. It's important to note as well that users can create up to 5 templates. There are also a few sample templates built into the product. Right now, they are light, dark, and blank template sites. Now that we've discussed the amazing capabilities of Vendasta's Website Pro, I want to discuss a couple of the amazing extra features our product has. Features that you can tell your client you're responsible for when you resell Website Pro. Do you already have a handful of sites that you want migrated over to Website Pro? No problem. Our team will take care of migrating the sites for you at no extra cost. Does this pique your interest? Let me know in the comments and at the end of the webinar, or send it to me in an email. I'd love to get your sites into Website Pro. You'll be sad that you didn't do it sooner. Here's a list of some of our most exciting features. Some I've mentioned before and some that I haven't. So the product has top-of-the-line security, easy one-click setup, free SSL certificates, unified user management with one login to grant access to this powerful tool, built-in reporting, automatic scaling, managed WordPress hosting, unmetered page views and visitors, and slick developer tools to build the perfect site. Running an agency involves a lot of moving parts. That's why when we created a one-stop platform that makes it a breeze to manage WordPress hosting under your own brilliant brand. Website Pro is a hosting partner that is dedicated to helping you scale and succeed. And with that, we have come to the end of today's webinar. Thank you all so much for joining me today.